members, the House is fully constituted. Therefore, we are heading to the business of the day. Clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers. Order number 6, notices of motion. Order number 7, statements. Questions and statements.
Honorable Hashim Kamal. Clerk.
Madam Speaker, honorable members, allow me to arise on the standing order number 118.
Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, I have 1 or 2 statements. Statement number 1, I'm arising on standing order number 118. Member may be suspended after being named. That's the subhead of this standing order. Number 1 says, any member may at any time on a point of order invite the Speaker or the Deputy Speaker to name another member for gross misconduct, disorderly conduct, but the decision whether or not to do so shall remain with the Speaker or the Chairperson. Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, I rise to name one member, Susan Makungu, for her misconduct and misbehavior before and without this House. Honorable Speaker, a week ago, as the leader of this House, I was following the procession of the Speaker to the House. Sergeant at Arm, who was checking the members of this House not properly dressed. He was on a shirt and a tie without a coat. As a leader of this House, Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, I questioned the staff to put on a coat before inspecting members who are disorderly dressed. Honorable Speaker, in the evening, while at my routine office, private office, I got a message from one Susan Makungu. Jaribu tena ndio utajua akona watu wao. I will embarrass you na tupigane vita ya mkono hapa assembly. I am more than ready to deal with you if you are a man enough. Vuruga huyo kijana tena. To my surprise, I learned the boy is the brother, which I did not know. Madam Speaker, subsequently on our WhatsApp page, all members read what transpired on that page. I never answered, because I expected, courtesy of other members who are telling this honorable member to tone down. He's addressing the leader of this House. The member never toned down. Honorable Speaker, yesterday, even as we were having a leadership meeting before Excellency the Governor, the same utterances came out from one Susan Makungu, demeaning the office of other leaders. Honorable Speaker, I seek to name the member to proceed before the powers and privileges so that we can understand. Is there staff that belongs to a brother or sister here? Or are we less leaders in this county assembly? I believe the president said today, I am not here forever to stay as a leader of majority. My party has a prerogative. Even tomorrow, it can decide I am not the leader of majority. But I still believe even Kiragu deserves his respect. Even you as an ordinary member, you deserve your respect. I hereby name the said member, Honorable Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Honorable Majority Leader, please call your seconder.
I hereby request anyone to volunteer to second me. Kemi Salamo has stood up first.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Being one of the people who was telling my colleague, Honorable Makungu, to tone down, and it wasn't the first matter being raised on the All Assembly page, because she has been doing the same for several leaders in this assembly. I second. Thank you, Honorable Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Majority Leader, and the rest of the members. Standing Order 118. Order, Honorable members, order. For the purpose of fair hearing, I therefore direct the member to be taken to Thank you, Honorable Member. The member is not in house, so that at least she could have given her also the complaints that also the Majority Leader had raised. Honorable members, I now want to put the question that the such member, the naming of the member, Susan Makungu, be suspended of the service of the County Assembly. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. For the purpose of fair hearing, honorable members, I direct the matter to the county powers and privilege prior to the suspension of the member. Thank you. Clerk. Honorable members, for clarification purposes, the member is not suspended, but is going to defend herself in the Powers and Privilege Committee. Then, when we receive the report is when we'll give a tangible report to the entire House. Meantime, thank you. Clerk.
Order number 8, motion by the Chairperson Select Committee on Public Accounts Committee on adoption of a committee report.
Madam Speaker, I had two statements I wanted to make. As the leader of this House, I was waiting your direction with the first statement before the second statement.
Okay, Majority
Honorable
Leader.
members, I know this is a very sketchy statement that most people are hearing from the clouds, but as leader of this House, as you are aware, yesterday we had a very constructive meeting with the governor of the city as a leadership. It's important not to be hard on the periphery. It's important for us and my counterpart to update this House that indeed we had a meeting as a leadership yesterday, so there cannot be rumors. You know, there are a lot of rumors in windows left and right and center. The leadership has met the governor now. They have been paid. They cannot see us. They cannot walk with us. They cannot talk to us. They are flying on a speed of 170 per kilometer per hour. Honorable members, indeed we had a first inaugural meeting yesterday with the governor, as envisioned in our previous back to work formula. that we have a monthly meeting, the leadership, thereafter a quarterly retreat with all the members. Initially, after our meeting yesterday, we agreed on a raft of issues. Number one, we agreed on the issue of ward development fund, that all 22 wards which were not paid be expedited payment as quick as possible on the AG pay, that by end of next week at least, all those 24 wards are being paid. Number two, we agreed on the issue of the bursary courtesy of the Education Committee, that the bursary will be given as passed as per the budget, but in tranches phase one before the end of December, then the other one before April. I think my colleague leaders were there. We agreed we are not reducing the amount, it will remain at 7 million. Number three, that we are pressing so hard is our all members retreat, which we had planned for this Thursday in Mombasa. Unfortunately, we are reliably informed that the Liaison Committee is going to schedule our committees. Therefore, also the governor requested this week might be possible. We have all the members retreat, possibly before we head for CASA Games. So, honorable members, be prepared anytime the speaker, though the speaker is not feeling that well today, he might be communicating anytime soon, where we have a proper all members retreat and a proper all members engagement with the governor. I think those are the key issues that we addressed yesterday. And more importantly, we have a meeting at 4 for all those members who are residents with the housing units from the county government, with the governor at 4, about 7 members. We raised the issues of the lady that we impeached from this chamber, and we're going to raise again at 4 that assembly has to be respected and this resolution has to be obeyed. And the governor was unable to it, and he was also agreeing that indeed we must have that working relationship where assembly makes a determination, it must be respected. And lastly, honorable members, just to bring to our attention, as a house and as a leader of this house, that a fact here, the Nairobi Water Company is a company under our jurisdiction. We own 100% of the shares of that company. Maybe my counterpart, I didn't share with him today this, that I'm able to represent and say, currently there's change of guard in Nairobi Water. For those who don't know, that the then MD Muguna was retired last week. He resigned from his position, and a new acting managing director was appointed by the name Martin Mangole. So for the members led by our chair for water, he knows what transpired. I believe the interest we have there in terms of water tanks, in terms of all those, just be noted for noting, not for debate, that currently there's a change of guard in Nairobi Water. The then MD has left. We have a new acting MD pending the proper competition on the recruitment of MD. I think those are the briefs, Honorable Madam Speaker. I wanted to put this house, unless my counterpart has anything that I've forgotten. My counterpart, if any.
Honorable Minority Leader.
Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I just want to second what the Majority Leader has said, just to correct him that rumors spread at 270 kilometers per hour, not 170 as you have said. 200 kilometers 70. So that is where we are. So we are asking all members to issue the bursaries that we have received of 3.5 million as we await the other one. What the Majority Leader has said, that the governor committed that the amount that we pass, which is 7 million, is not going to change. We still get 1,400 forms as earlier planned. So we continue and be sure that we continue to represent you and your welfare. The other stuff that maybe the Majority Leader will communicate in due time are not for the Hansard. So he will communicate about what are the issues that we discussed, and we continue to discuss touching on the welfare of members. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Minority Leader, and the rest of the leaders. Clerk. members, there was a sequence proceeding that in Standing Order 43-2, and I therefore directed that Honorable Waithera Chege to at least give us the notice of the motion that she has.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I beg to give a notice of the following motion. Aware that Article 186, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution of Kenya 2010 and Paragraph 5 of Part 2 of the 4th Schedule to the Constitution provides for transport including county roads, street lighting, public road transport traffic, and parking as a devolved county function. Further aware that the county has since independence named and renamed roads and other public facilities in honor of heroes and heroines who have contributed immensely in the society as part of a way of honoring them. Appreciating that Firoz Nolji, Senior Counsel, who was a distinguished and patriotic Kenyan lawyer, human rights defender, a poet, historian, and a patriot, who made indelible contribution to the nation through his dedicated service and deep commitment to justice, human dignity, and the rule of law. His early legal training in Kenya and later years in India, United Kingdom, and the United States of America gave him a unique blend of local understanding and global perspective that informed his work throughout his life. He was a kind of advocate who pursued justice of a grandstanding and or profit, often offering his services pro bono whenever the occasion so required, and who believed in the sanctity of the Constitution. Even in the most turbulent political climates, in acknowledging some of the immense contributions by Senior Counsel Firoz Norji in 1995, the Kenyan section of the International Commission of Jurists, ICJ Kenya, awarded him the Jurist of the Year, a recognition reserved for individuals who have demonstrated exceptional commitment to the protection and promotion of human rights, justice, and the rule of law. Senior Counsel Firoz Norji was also recognized by the International Law Bar Association in 1995. He received the Bernard Simons Human Rights Prize for 2002 to 2004. The Law Society Roll of Honor 2005, the Maasai People Safeguarding Rights Award in 2007, the C.B. Madden Constitutional Prize for 2014. He was a distinguished lecturer in the University of Dar es Salaam, University of Nairobi, and Kenya School of Law. He was a distinguished scholar and author of many books, among others. A Vote for Kenya, the Elections and the Constitutional 2013, on a Kenyan Journey 2014, among others. Recognizing that county established a county policy on property addressing and naming, streets naming, which provides for procedures that should be undertaken in relation to address management functions, such as address, selection, and naming of roads and streets within the county. Further appreciating that by naming of a prominent road in Nairobi would serve as a fitting tribute to his lasting legacy and ensure that his contributions are remembered and celebrated by future generations. This assembly therefore urges the county executive to rename a county road after the late Senior Counsel Firoz Norji in recognition of not only his patriotism, excellent contribution to the rule of law, human rights and democracy, and generally good governance in the Republic of Kenya, but also the values he espoused: justice, integrity, humility, and above all, service to humanity. Thank you, Madam Speaker. I beg to give the notice of the motion.
Thank you. Honorable members, back to the sequence. Clerk.
Order Order number 8, motion by the Chairperson Select Committee on Public Accounts on the adoption of our committee report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise to seek that this County Assembly adopts the report of the Select Committee on Public Accounts on consideration of the report of
Honorable members, I think you should minimize moving so that at least we have a very important document that is being articulated.
on
I
Nairobi
therefore
City
request
County
members.
Assembly Board Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2020, laid on the table of this House and this Assembly on Wednesday 30th April 2025. Madam Speaker, pursuant to Standing Order 203, the primary mandate of this committee is to oversight the expenditure of public funds by Nairobi City County and its entities to ensure value for money and adherence to government financial regulations and procedures. Again, Article 201 of the Constitution enacts fundamental principles aimed at guiding all aspects of public finance in the Republic. This committee has considered all the constitutional legal provisions as for the basis of holding accounting officers and other public officers directly and personally liable for any loss of public funds that may occur under their watch. Madam Speaker, the audit involved auditing the financial statements for the Nairobi City County Assembly Services Board, car loan and mortgage scheme for the fund by the Auditor General, which comprise of statements of financial 20, statements of income and expenditure, statements of changes in equity, statement of cash flow for the year ended 30th June 2020, summary of significant accounting policies and other explanatory information in accordance with the provisions of Article 229 of the Constitution of Kenya and Section 35 of the Public Audit Act 2015. Madam Speaker, the committee interrogated the clerk of the County Assembly on key findings raised by the Auditor General. Similarly, the committee received written responses to the audit findings. While taking evidence, the committee was guided by the existing procedures and modalities of operations of the Nairobi City County Assembly derived from the Constitution rulings, directives of the chairperson. So, Madam Speaker, the regulation 114 of the PFM, County Governments Regulation 2015, said that the accounting officer shall prepare financial statements in a form that complies with the relevant accounting standards. And in all matters, material respect and its financial positions, we consequently, through the Auditor General, did not find many key matters to communicate in this report. However, the report of the Auditor General for this particular year and the written responses recommends the fund administrator to prudently and urge to prudently do its findings and also urge the issues raised by the Auditor General be addressed to avoid the recurrence of the same. Madam Speaker, maybe just to take the members through is that this committee not only just looks at the executive, it also looks at the assembly, and the clerk and the team also appear for the committee, before the committee, and they're interrogated within the precincts and the precincts of the law with regards to expenditure on the assembly side. And so it is important for members to understand that since this committee started, we started with a backlog, and that's why we are still doing 2020. But then again, I think hopefully by end of this year, we'll have caught up at least to 2023, 2024 thereabout. I want to thank the members of the park committee that toil a lot to make it happen. And Madam Speaker, without any particular order, I want to recognize the Vice Chair of the committee. I don't know if he's here. He does a lot of work in terms of supporting my work, and also the members who are very instrumental in getting us here. I see the Honorable Cyrus Mugo, the Honorable Fatma, the Honorable Amy, the Honorable Simon Maina, and also I've seen Heho here, and Madam Rachel over there. They do a lot of work. And also to add that the bulk of this work was also ably supported when the Chair of Water was the Vice Chair of the committee, the Honorable Oyugi, the Honorable Agnes Njeri, the Honorable Kimani, did a lot of work in getting us these kinds of report, and I also want to thank you for helping us achieve this. And so it is not only, we are not easy on the clerk. I will state some that one of the recommendations we've requested is that the committee has found that some administrative action should be taken for professional negligence and misconduct where we found some. Again, we've also recommended that strong reprimand and, for accounting officers for failure to adhere to PFM regulations. And so, in as much as we usually interrogate the executive, even when it comes to the assembly side, we are also equally very tough on them. So, Madam Speaker, I also want to thank the leadership led by the leader of majority, who has given us, together with his counterparts, some ample time and space to be able to work without getting phone calls to support or saidia wapi. So I thank them and the whips as well. So I want to thank the board for, led by the Speaker, for coming to our sessions, and so we are able to table this report. Madam Speaker, with these few remarks, I wish to request the Honorable Rachel Maina to second me. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to second.
Thank you, Honorable Rachel. Honorable members, I now want to put the question that the Assembly adopts the report of the Select Committee on Public Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Nairobi City County Assembly Service Board, car loan and mortgage scheme fund for the year ended on 30th June 2020, laid on the table of the Assembly on Wednesday, 30th April 2025. Honorable members, you may now debate. My screen is still clear, honorable members, by raise of hand, maybe the mover to reply.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I just wish that to tell members that these reports, immediately they are adopted, will be on the screens of the Assembly website. And also, should any member feel that they want to interrogate the report further and see how we arrived at what we arrived at, the table office can give you a copy so that you can understand the workings that we've done. Other than that, I thank you all for agreeing that we proceed, and with that, I beg to reply. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable members, I now want to put the question that the Assembly adopts on the report of the Select Committee on Public Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Nairobi City County Assembly and Service Board car loan and mortgage scheme fund for the year ended 30th June 2020, laid on the table of the Assembly on Wednesday, 30th April 2025. Will as many as of the opinion say aye? Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Order number 9, motion by the Chairperson Select Committee on Public Accounts on adoption of a committee report.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise again to request this Assembly that it adopts the report of the Select Committee on Public Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on the Nairobi City County Assembly Services Board, Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme Fund for the year ended 30th June 2021. Madam Speaker, the committee also, having considered the report just like the other one, we also got written responses in the audit queries, and we also were able to interrogate this the same way as the other one, and so I do not wish to take the members through the same, but again also to promise them that once the report have been adopted, they are free to say, look at them again in depth. Madam Speaker, I would request the Honorable Fatma to second. Thank you.
Honorable Fatuma Abe.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to second.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Honorable members, I now want to propose that the Assembly adopts the report of the Select Committee on Public Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Nairobi City County Assembly Service Board, Car Loan and Mortgage Scheme for the year ended 30th June 2021, laid on the table of the Assembly on 30th April 2025. Honorable members, you may now debate. Honorable Majority Leader.
Madam Speaker, this House. Madam Speaker, the member behind me is shoeless. Is it a procedure in this Parliament for a member to walk half naked because he has no shoes? Maybe the sergeant was trying to hide him, but now, Atmofa has taken his shoes. Honorable Speaker, we want you to clarify whether members are allowed to walk barefooted in this chamber before I contribute my senior most. Deputy Whip said the member is broke.
Honorable Member, can you comply? Sergeant Atam, please confirm.
She didn't bow. Honorable Speaker, the member is taking this House very casual. These are gold before you, a symbol of power. He's just crossing casually. Honorable Member Speaker, protect the dignity of the House.
Honorable members, according to the Speaker's rule, confirm if you are fully dressed, otherwise you will miss the remaining of the day. Sergeant Assam, please comply. Honorable members, next time you should dress like a honorable member. If you don't have shoes, maybe you shouldn't come to the plenary. But I think the Sergeant Atam has confirmed.
Honorable Madam Speaker, I was contributing to my senior's motion, the chair for PAC, aware that this particular audit report was straightly towards the loans and mortgage account, where I chair. And I believe our secretariat so far has done well, and you're aware this fund has really helped us as a House. And also just to implore the members, those who have not done the reimbursement, the current reimbursement, not to give our chair more problems in this financial audit is coming, because now our year. Kindly members, please, if you have not finalized the secretariat on the issue of car reimbursement, do something on it so that we don't leave behind traces. You might now, but during the clearance time for you to go and vie in 2027, it will be a challenge. It's not about Chega as the chair of PAC or PAC committee. It will be an audit query, and it will be difficult for the clerk to clear you for any position you want to vie in this country. Honorable Speaker, Madam Speaker, I beg to second the report. Support, sorry.
My screens are still clear. Any other member? Carrington.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to give breath to whatever the majority leader and the chair of the committee has just said. This is a report that touches inwardly to every financial aspect of every member in this committee and in this house. Madam Speaker, when you are looking into that report, just to give breath to whatever the chair for PAC was saying, all you could find was simple misdemeanors, because these are revolving fund, whereby the fund administrator being the clerk. The only issue that we had is they had not properly and timely tabled the reports for audit and equally underreporting, which basically in financial terms, it cannot be equated to a financial crime, but a financial misdemeanor. So I beg to support the motion. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Any other member who wish to contribute on the motion? My screens are still clear. The mover to reply.
Again, thank you so much, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity to be able to conclude this matter. Madam Speaker, it's also important that we inform the House that these reports again make it to the Senate so that the Senate can be able to interrogate further. And so the committee tries as best as it can so that we don't take a flimsy report that will make this House look like a joke. So I'm happy that the committee has put a good work in it, and when we go to Senate, we are able to defend the positions that we took as far as this report is concerned. I think that, having said that, I just want to thank the members and also the leadership and the House for allowing us to get there, and with that, I beg to reply. I thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable members, I now want to put the question that the Assembly adopts the report of the Select Committee on Public Accounts on the consideration of the report of the Auditor General on Nairobi City County Assembly Service Board, car loan, and mortgage scheme fund for the year ended 30th June 2021, laid on the table of the Assembly on Wednesday, 30th April 2025. Honorable members, will as many as of the opinion say aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. There being no any other business, the House is adjourned till tomorrow 2:30 p.m. The Assembly business to meet at the rise of the Assembly. Thank you.
Kwa historia mwangetu maisikia